Hey, do you think those old, like, internet PSAs kind of loop back around to being in style into XXX, the year that we're in? I hope so. Anyway, that's relevant today because today's Maverick, he lives in cyberspace and wants to destroy the network system. I mean, I feel like we're all Cyber Peacock. That just feels like modern life. We live in cyberspace, but we will destroy it. It is our one desire. Alright, so Cyber Peacock stage. Immediately we are told to hurry up. So, Cyber Peacock may hate the internet, but he does love speedruns. And that makes for a very fun stage, so that's kind of self-explanatory. In the time it took me to actually get through that intro, we got to the end and got a heart. So, that is our goal this time around. We are going to be charging through this stage once we hit sections like this. We're told to hurry up, and we gotta avoid the enemies. So, those things aren't like the, I think it was the Magnus Centipede stage, like, analysis-type enemies, even though you'd think they'd be similar, because they're, you know, large golden eyeballs. But no, they don't, like, power up any specific boss or anything. Doesn't make a mini-boss better. All it does is just slow you down for a bit. You get trapped inside the eyeball, which, you know, sucks, but you avoid that. And if you can't, then it doesn't make anything harder, but it will take away your rank. So, I really like this stage. This is a cool one. As you might imagine, this stage is made specifically so that even the average player can kind of go through it pretty quickly if they know what they're doing. As long as you have a little bit of practice in, and as long as you know, do your inputs correctly, you can charge through this one real quick. So yeah, got all S ranks, we are good to go. So X's last reward for getting an S rank is another capsule. Now, if I remember correctly, they actually switched the positions of Zero's reward, because of course, his version of the capsule is just an extra life instead, so they probably moved one of the more likable rewards to the end. Give you something desirable. Anyway, yeah, this is the helmet. This is incredibly broken. So not only can we charge weapons, the helmet makes it so you can just do the normal version of every boss weapon for free. Only charging your special attacks costs you any weapon energy whatsoever. So you can just spam things if you want. So yeah, like I said, Zero really does not have any uses for his W tank yet, though I think that's gonna change this time? I think this stage is actually where that changes, but like, even still, he really doesn't get much use out of it overall. And now X doesn't need the W tank that much, because he also just has the ability to spam forever. And look, if you use a lot of charged weapons, then I guess you'll be running out of weapon energy. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't see anybody really charging that much. Especially because they're spammable, the normal versions of each weapon are pretty fine. And like, between that and the way the game, you know, is generous about refilling all your stuff between sections of stage, the W tank is a good idea, but they introduced it a game too late. Anyway, here comes Cyber Peacock. So, not an easy stage if you're just starting out. His potential is limitless? Impossible. Who are you? Why are you so anime? You are what you torrent, X. And I've torrented so much anime. I am 90% shonen. That's why I'm posing like this. Alright, but anyway, yeah, like, not exactly an easy stage for a beginner. You're gonna want a little more time under your belt, maybe a few extra abilities to make things easier. And you definitely don't want Cyber Peacock to be your first boss. He is tough. He might not seem it right now. He's just gonna try to teleport behind you and say nothing personal, kid. However, this attack is a real pain. He shoots like these homing feathers at you, which is tricky enough to avoid as is. You want to like circle around them because they move so quickly. However, they leave behind explosions, and those aren't just effects. You do actually need to avoid those, though those will hurt you. So not only do you need to avoid the feather missiles, which is hard in of itself, you also have to avoid them in such a way where you can then avoid the explosion. This isn't even his threshold attack. He started doing this before he hit yellow. So yeah, I don't like Cyber Peacock that much. He's tough in a way I don't super like because this is a very repetitive thing to dodge. But like, tricky in its repetition. It's not really easy to lock down a motion to dodge that well. And he does that frequently, so that's just kind of the boss battle. The good news is, he is a chump if you have his weapon. The weapon he's weak to. But of course, that's not the first run of these bosses, so... You got aiming laser. Oh, that's pronounced correctly. It's not nearly as good as homing torpedo. Almost mispronounced that one. Aiming laser is a little awkward, so I'm not going to use it too often. I think this is actually the thing I was thinking of, yeah. Alright, yeah, Giga attack button on the ground. So this is kind of... calls it an ultimate special attack. It's... okay. It also says it uses all stored energy into one blast. You get like 4 uses of it. But yeah, this is the one thing Zero has that consumes energy. So this is the one reason you would ever want a W tank for him. But yeah, no, that's it for Cyber Peacock stage. Very fun one. Tricky boss, though, and it's well designed, just not a good design that I particularly click with. Alright, well, the Peacock has strut off this mortal coil, so see you next time for one of the 2 final Mavericks.